Game, guys, on the upper side of the map on Varney Research Station. It's our red Protoss player. It's Harstem. And the blue Terran player on the lower side of the map from Invasion eSport, it is KeeN. Thank you very much to everyone in the chat who's been very kind about my casting, etc. What was I about to say? I was about to say, if any of you guys do have any feedback for my casting, I'm more than happy to hear it, but I can't really read it during the cast. But I will stick around after casts once we go not live, once we turn the stream off, for any feedback, etc. So if you do have any feedback, please feel free to shout, or leave it in the Team Liquid thread as well. Again, always happy to hear feedback about how we can improve my casting, the league in general, production, or anything like that. Alright guys, so my mods are slacking in the chat. Come on, mods, wake up. Can't just let a bear sit in the chat for so long. Alright, so once again here, it's... actually, no, sorry, it's just going to be a barracks into a gas this time. So a little bit different from KeeN. Yeah, not going to play quite as aggressive here on Varney Research Station. Just changing up his build or just a little bit. It's just a single gateway and a single gas for now for Harstem as he moves across the map to go for a little bit of a scout. And we'll see his opponent just going for what is looking to be a fairly standard Reaper expand for now. As this probe comes across, you'll be able to identify this. And the next thing we're really going to be looking for again is kind of what we were looking for when Top was playing in Showtime. Is, you know, how much more gas is he going to mine past 100 in total? Because is he just going to get that reactor and then out on barracks? Or is he going to go for that factory and try and be aggressive here early on? Probe is moving out. And has seen pretty much everything he needs to see. He probably could have stuck around a bit longer to see how much gas was mined, as KeeN is just going to be pulling out at 50. So again, just going to be going into the reactor and then probably nothing else. And yeah, he's actually continuing to mine past 50. So I don't know. So yeah, generally, I guess he's just going to keep this in gas all the time. It is just going to be extra barracks there before anything else. As the reactor does come down, and there's the expansion coming down. So yeah. So he actually goes straight back into gas now. Ooh, maybe he does go for quite a fast factory then, and he's just timed it out to kind of work out a little bit better, to kind of be a little bit neater with the build than usual. So let's see. As this Reaper just coming along the left-hand side, and just trying to scout out any probes, any proxies, but nothing to really be seen just yet. I mean, a bit of a weird place to scout for proxies right in his third base. You know, if you really want to check for proxies, I would be checking up here or so, or right over towards the gold. But Reaper just going to sit here, doesn't want to allow a probe back in, because he doesn't want any information to be given, and he is just going to go straight into this factory. So he is going to go for the factory play, not the extra barracks. Ignore everything I said before. It is just the factory. He confused me with pulling workers, pulling 2 workers out of gas, leaving 1 in, and then putting them back in. So I do apologise, guys. So, factory is on the way up here, and it's coming up to about halfway done. Bit different to what we saw from Top earlier, as we've seen the reactor being left on the barracks here, so he's just making 2 Marines at a time, instead of reactoring out Hellions or so, which we did see from Top. As we do see a Twilight Council coming down, so Twilight being a very popular choice here today in these PvTs. It's a pretty nice map for Blink. I mean, look at the surface area just on the main base here. Pretty nice to be able to jump in, get a little bit of damage done, jump out, as we're going to see this Reaper coming in for the first time, and Harstem will be getting to actually deny this very nicely. That Twilight Council not spotted just yet. So this Reaper just going to sit around a little bit, and we'll maybe try and hop back in a few moments' time to get a little bit more scouting information. Blink does start up in the production tab as we have our Widow Mine on the way, and a second gas being built. Are we going to see mech out of KeeN? I mean, I think almost definitely we are, because you don't really need a second gas for anything. You know, you don't need a second gas to play bio, so this is a very interesting way to start here. As scan comes down into the main base. This mothership core just patrolling back and forth. Does he see that blink, actually? No, wow. He sees the robo facility though, and he sees that robo facility coming in a lot later than usual, so he has to kind of expect something here. Reaper may very well try and jump in and try and get that extra information, just confirm exactly what is coming his way. Wouldn't mind in the production tab as the first one. Gonna burrow here because he's not too sure. I mean, seeing the robo that late could suggest a Stargate, which he just doesn't know about. So again, you know, not quite seeing that is quite big, because I'm pretty sure KeeN, if he knew it was a Twilight Council, he'd be immediately heading across the map right now with this first mine. In fact, now he is just going to go for it, figuring you know, he has enough Marines out at this point to pretty much be safe to defend in both his main and his natural in case of an Oracle. So he's going to come across the map at this point, and this Widow Mine is going to be able to try and get some damage done. An Observer already on the way, though, as a Rubber Bay comes down for Harstem as well. So just very standard blink into Colossi, and yeah, not really too much to comment on there. We'll see how many forges he wants to get. We've seen double forge become quite popular again lately, so maybe see if that's going to be a case. It's kind of one of their meta things. SCV pulls falling out of the meta a little bit, but double forge coming back into it because of that. Mine will burrow here, and one worker kill should go down. Oh, the micro! Was that intentional? Was that intentional? Because that very well could have been intentional, because he moved it over here, waited, and then put it in the gas. If that was intentional, that was absolutely sick. I'm gonna genuinely ask him if that was intentional, because if so, that was amazing. Because why would you pull it away and then put it back in the gas if you weren't trying to do that? That was so sick. Ah, that was amazing. I love that. Let's pretend it was intentional, because that makes it so much more awesome. A couple of extra barracks on the way then, as KeeN getting ready to kind of tech switch into his big bio play. Tech lab on the way on this barracks, so he can start up his stim pack as soon as possible. And 4th and 5th racks on the way down, so going to be a very aggressive follow-up from KeeN. Not going to go into that 3rd command center all too quickly, unless he's hiding one somewhere like Top did, and I haven't seen it. No, he isn't. So yeah, tech lab over here as well. I imagine he's going to put a barracks on there so he can get his combat shields at the same time. And that reactor on the factory right now will be most likely for the medevacs, as we're going to see a couple more mines coming this way. He does see a probe moving out on the map, so if he was paying attention, they should know about that. Whoa, nice blink forwards here by Harstem. Doesn't quite grab that medevac, though. 7 hit points remaining on it, but that makes it so weak, and probably not actually able to get much done. You know, you leave one stalker here, you leave one stalker here. It's not getting, you know, it's not getting out, as this 3rd base is about to finish for Harstem. So this was a really early 3rd base from him, as his first Colossus is on the way. Just the single forge, which I think is smart, especially if he wants to take that 3rd base quite this early on. And there's that 3rd command center coming down here for KeeN. So, I mean, stim pack and combat shields, they're another minute and a half away or so. So, I mean, Harstem has plenty of time to build up his Colossus count. And the one thing he just has to be really careful of is the multi-pronged aggression. And there's a drop coming here again with another Widow Mine towards the natural. 3 stalkers will warp in. There's a cannon in position, as well as a mothership core. And I mean, forward overcharge even going to be popped here. And is he going to grab that? Yes, he will. Perfect defense. As whoa! Widow Mine actually does pick up a kill that time. A couple of kills. So, not quite perfect there. But does get the medevac, which is again pretty big. And this medevac again, tempted to maybe go in and get some damage done. But again, look at this. Harstem, he has that stalker position to shut down this. Should have come in towards the main base pretty much immediately. And he should see it now. And again, I think KeeN just going to turn around and realise it's not worth his time to. Well, it's not worth the medevac. Harstem will, with his observer, see these first few units moving out on the map, as the Bioforce is about to get its stim pack finished. It's about to get combat shields and +1, so this is a pretty nice timing where all of the upgrades are lining up. It's going to be the first kind of time where KeeN actually has a viable army to do something with, which isn't just kind of small harassments with a couple of medevacs and Widow Mines. Harstem moving over to the right side here, and we'll move back over to the left as he sees this army coming up. Does he see that observer? Of course, kind of hard to see them. You can just about see the glimmer there. It's very difficult though, so it doesn't look as though he spotted that. Of course, it's very difficult to see stationary observers. It's such a kind of, it's one of them skills you just have to, you know, really be looking all the time if you want to try and catch them. Much easier to see when they're moving, I think. Alright, so this army going to move forwards here, but look at this. Harstem, he's just going to engage this, and he's already picked off one medevac. Army will just stim away and retreat here, but Harstem very confidently here. Just turning that army away, no problem at all. A Marine going to stim in behind this mineral line. We'll start to get a little bit of damage done, but Stalker will blink forward. He grabs a single probe kill, but that will be it. As reinforcements for KeeN will meet up with the army which was out on the map. Harstem with +1 attack on the way. Charge coming in as well, which will be kind of nice. Get some zealots in the front tanking. And second starport coming in here for KeeN, so it looks as though he's getting ready to go into that big Viking switch, as the closest number has been rising here up to 4 right now. Well, the 4th one about to pop out. And the scan comes down here. I'm not sure if he did pick off an observer or not, but just clearing out the area just in case he wants to hide these drops. But look at this, the zealot spots it, and immediately his stalkers begin to warp in. A blink forward could definitely pick off this stalker, this medevac in the back. But units already begin to pop out here. So Harstem, okay, he's getting his unit, his army over here. As he needs to be kind of careful, doesn't want to lose the Nexus. The Throne Overcharge doing a lot of damage though, and there's not going to really be a retreat possible, I don't think. Oh, blink, blink, blink. Oh, okay, he's going to grab that medevac anyway. At the same time, there's an army at the front. He's going to try and target down a Colossus or two with this, and Harstem will lose one Colossus. But that was a lot of bio to kind of trade off here. And, you know, lowering the Colossi count is nice. But in the long run, again, there's a lot of army lost. Widow Mines being dropped off, or... This is definitely the medevac from earlier, which had the Widow Mines in it, but I can't see the Widow Mines, so they must have been dealt with at some point as well here. So maybe just kind of attacking in 3 locations at the same time there by KeeN. There's Harstem. He's getting into a really nice position with +1 attack finishing now. His next Colossus is about to pop out, so that's going to bring him up to a total of 4 once again here. As medevac tries to come in, but can't really do too much. Is that the same medevac? No, it's not. Okay, for a moment I thought it was going crazy. Templar did drop a feedback on that medevac to bring it down to that low number of hit points there. As a second Forge added on, +2 armor on the way. No real sign of you know, actually using the Templar archives apart from just a single Templar so far. So not deciding to invest in Storm just yet. Harstem about to be maxed out, and I wonder if he just gets aggressive. I mean, his vision of the map is great. He could definitely just move down and try and get something done here. This army for KeeN is pretty large as well, though. He's in a bit of a supply block right now. His supply depot just finishing. He only needs 2 more supply depots to max out now. In terms of his supply, get up to whatever out of 200. Moving over to the right hand side, these Zarts, the Zalt and the Watchtower are going to be killed, but Stalkers will move into the Watchtower instead and clean up that Marine. And retreating here. Oh, Stalkers blink forward. They're going to pick off a couple of units. KeeN not turning around just yet. This is some nice free damage from Harstem, and again, looking as though he just wants to keep on pushing forwards with this. Another blink forwards here. And now he has to be a little bit careful. Vikings will move forwards as well, and he will actually just begin to pull back here. I think he needs a few more Zealots in this army if he really wants to fight. I mean, 3 Zealots isn't that tanky at all, and look at this, a scan just to check for an observer, and he'll move over to the left hand side with these medevacs. So, a lot of units moving over to the left, and Harstem's army completely out of position in the middle of the map here. He's about to maybe... no, he won't quite see it with the Zealot. Okay, he does. He just sees it on the top. And he sees them starting to move. So he sees this army. He knows where it is. And he should be able to get over here in time to defend his 4th base, which is currently being established. And it looks as though he will get that in plenty of time. Storm has been researched behind this last few moments of aggression. As Stalkers blink forward once again, looking to try and pick off whatever they can, but not quite able to find anything. To the right hand side, taking this Watchtower. KeeN just going to sit here. And we'll just fall back again. It's just always kind of fighting for this map control, which I mean is still so great for Harstem. You know, anything moving across the halfway point of the map, he will see as one person comes in here, unloads a single Zala, doesn't quite get the other one, and still will be a little bit annoying here and force SCVs to actually just be pulled. We'll pick off 2 SCVs, probably 3, maybe 4 in total actually. As at the same time, KeeN is moving up 5 work kills. Single Zealot. Storm goes down here to begin this fight, and he needs to be careful still. An observer gets picked off with that scan here. There's a couple of EMPs available. Nice Storm on top of the Vikings, though. As this army continues to move forwards, I think 1 Colossi falling there. Another nice Storm on the Ghost this time, and Snipe goes down to pick off one of those Templars as well, but there's a few still remaining. As this army going to split up a little bit here for our Terran. And he's going to get into a little bit of a choke point now. Needs to be a little bit more careful. Another nice couple of Storms coming down on them Vikings. A couple of EMPs are falling. I think there's not another Templar of Energy. Okay, there is a couple of Storms still available. As he blinks forwards here, I think Harstem, he's taking down so many of these Vikings. He's probably going to be able to keep on pushing through. He's going to be able to pick off the rest of these Vikings with 3 Colossi still alive. KeeN's going to be in a little bit of trouble because he just doesn't really have you know, anything to do with the Vikings. Another blink forwards will pick off that Viking there, and well, Harstem will probably just keep moving across the map. He's actually got some Zealots which have forced a lift on this 4th base. They're going to run in towards this mineral line now, but will get dealt with very, very quickly. But this army's continuing to move forwards here, and another medevac going down. And Harstem is just taking down so much. He's got quite a big bank built up here as well. He doesn't have a pylon all too close as he teases his opponent's army right now, getting a little bit of damage on another Viking. And Harstem will just back off, doesn't want to quite just walk into the Terran player just yet. 3-3 on the way for both players, and the upgrade's actually surprisingly even, considering, well, I guess Harstem wasn't on, well, I guess the upgrades have been even all game long. I guess it's a little bit fair to say, but surprisingly even. I feel as though Harstem maybe forgot to start +3 armor or something for a while, because it seems like an eternity ago that he started +2. So, a couple of Archons here, and again, just Moving is actually sending a big wave of Zealots around the right-hand side. So this is interesting. How is this going to work? Where are they headed? Towards the main base? It looks as though they are. They're going in towards the main base, and at the same time he's going to try and take a fight at the front. But he needs to kind of make sure not to fight in two places at the same time, right? He doesn't want to lose all his Zealots and then lose his entire army. So the Zealots are doing a good job right now as he's actually just going to back off. This is perfect. He's forced the army to kind of stick around and just, you know, not respond to the Zealots. And now the Zealots are going to start moving forwards in towards the main, towards the natural, getting some worker damage done. So this has been a brilliantly executed, I think, by Harstem. He forced the army to stick around and stay defensive, and then by his main army position, and again, then just and it bought him time for the Zealots to actually get some stuff done. 20 workers killed here, and KeeN is only on 38 workers. As Harstem's going to start setting up cannons in the middle of the map, he's going to start sieging up essentially this fourth base. And KeeN, I mean, he's not going to be able to move forward with Ghost and try and grab a couple of EMPs or anything here. And Harstem is going to be able to move forwards, grab a couple of units, move back. Dark Shrine being added on as well to increase his harassment potential. A fifth base coming down as well. This is a beautiful PvT so far by Harstem. You know, every single move he's made so far has just been, you know, absolutely beautiful. You know, he's had great drop defense. He's had great harassment. He's still got Zealots in the main base here, guys. Just kind of, you know, ripping, you know, bits of units to shreds. He's actually, okay, this engineering base still alive. I thought he killed plus 3 armor before he finished here. As Harstem moves forwards, another nice storm. A lot of this army, a couple of EMPs going off once again, though. And Harstem, I mean, he's just got so many, he's just got so much money, he can just warp in all day, whereas KeeN has absolutely nothing, really. And, wow, this Planet Force is under a lot of fire as well. A big storm to the right-hand side, and the Medivacs, there's not really that many of them either, there's only 5, and they're all very low on energy. KeeN's not even going to take a fight, he just GG's out!